welcome to day 7. We're looking at a 30-day action plan, Bold Brand Leadership, and I'm Rachel Quilty, your host. So today we're looking at action step number 7, devise your personal brand marketing plan, or devise your brand leadership plan, as we're calling it today. To dominate your marketplace, you need to implement a solid marketing plan. This is the platform from which you launch your personal brand goals and your brand leadership. So within this brand leadership 30-day action plan, we're looking at 30 action steps to design, deploy and dominate your field as a brand leader. So my name is Rachel Quilty, a brand strategist. Got a few friends in the background making a little bit of noise. Anyway, so we've got 30 vital action steps to establish your brand leadership in your field and leverage your personal branding to position your brand as the authority. Within the within the Bold Brand Leadership Action Plan, this 30 days covers phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So within the first 10 days, we're looking at the Brand Yourself Action Plan action steps. Within the second phase, day 11 to 20, we're looking at Brand Yourself the Expert. And within phase 3, day 21 to 30, Brand Yourself the Authority. So we've got action steps, 30 action steps to cover off over the month. However, the one thing that I want you to remember, and really the only thing that you need to remember, is that personal branding is the prerequisite to success. It underpins everything with bold brand leadership, with leveraging your personal brand to positioning your brand as your authority. And so within the phase 1, Brand Yourself Action Plan action steps, we provide a solid understanding of what steps are needed to build a significant and successful brand. Within that, what I should mention is we're looking at these action steps like 2 to 5 minutes each day, while within our training programs, they're literally 2-hour training. You have a workbook, you have a work journal, you then go and complete the work journal, and then we do a live check-in process generally when we're running our live webinar series. So by way of disclaimer, I just want to mention that this is really intended, these tutorials, to provoke your thinking and challenge you to review, rebuild and re-engineer your brand leadership. This is an opinion based on research and 20 years of experience. It is not, however, legal advice, nor is it any guarantee of income. And no income is derived from any of the mentioned companies that I use as case studies or illustrations. So let me just quickly let you know who I am. I'm Rachel Quilty, personal brand strategist, author and brand management consultant. I'm often called the brand architect. At Jump the Q Inc., a brand coaching firm operating in both the US and Australia, we have students and clients globally, so I have trademarks and corporations in both Australia and the US. So prior to brand consulting, I was a industrial relations manager, and I looked after business employment law and disseminating that information to about 2,000 contractors within the building construction industry. So my emphasis or my bias is towards employers or businesses. So in that role, I was looking after a lot of crisis management, in managing industrial relations, industrial action, strikes, pickets, and EBA negotiations, as well as safety disputes and dismissals. So I spent a lot of time advocating for our members within the Industrial Relations Commission and courts. And so more recently, I have completed some studies in filmmaking, become a qualified director and filmmaker, and so a lot of people have been calling me an independent producer because I've been able to assist get them funding for their productions. And so with that, I've also built a skill set around storytelling and interviews, mini documentaries and show reels for our clients, which we've been doing for 10 years, but I now have the qualifications to say, well, I now have the qualifications to do that. Anyway, so I love brand communication plans and creating content. So let's dive into this. Today we're looking at action step number 7, but prior to that I want to talk about this definition that I found from within the Harvard Business Review. And I love it. It's a great definition of brand leadership. A leadership brand conveys your identity, distinctiveness as a leader. It communicates the value you offer. Fantastic definition. So if you want to review your identity, your distinctiveness, what you have to offer, one of the resources that we have available is the Brand Yourself workbook and work journal. Dive over to brandyourselfblueprint.com and grab that. It's an illustration of the type of work that you would be doing within our trainings. It's a prerequisite for all of our clients and students, and it gives you and it's also really creates an expectation around what you would receive from us, but it also provides us with an indication of your level of commitment to a program. If you can't complete this, then it's unlikely you're going to complete our training. And so our training is 100% completions, unlike a lot of the training companies and coaching companies where they're really lucky to get 10% completions. So as we're walking through this, the one thing that I do want you to remember is, as I said, personal branding is a prerequisite to success. And I can say that quite boldly because if you look at any iconic brand, any brand leadership that has really stood out, built an empire, become an authority in their field or marketplace, they really have done it as a personal brand and being able to leverage their personality, their identity, their distinctiveness to create an iconic brand and create that bold brand leadership that we're looking for. So let's look at action step number 7, devise your brand leadership plan. Within our action plan, we talk about devising your personal brand marketing plan, and to dominate your marketplace, you need to implement a solid marketing plan. This is a platform from which you launch your personal brand goals. So if you haven't done a marketing plan, within our training, we do a very comprehensive marketing plan, situational analysis, including a SWOT analysis, and I think it's really important that you do that as a personal brand and really honing your brand leadership. So your marketing plan is used to identify the customer, to satisfy the customer, and to keep the customer, with the customer as a focus in its activities. The adoption of marketing strategies requires businesses to shift their attention from production to the perceived needs and wants of their customers as a means of staying profitable. So we look at a personal SWOT analysis, which includes what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your opportunities, what are your threats, what are your trends. And I'm actually looking at adding a third T to that as I've been considering our personal SWOT analysis for our bold brand leadership. Anyway, I'll leave that for the end. Your market share. So what we do know is that research has shown over time, again and again, that there's a direct correlation between a product's level of awareness and its market share. So we know that the greater the brand name awareness, the greater the market share. Hence why we need to have a marketing plan, hence why we need to have a brand communication plan. We do the brand marketing plan as a way of really getting crystal clear and gaining a lot of clarity around our target audience and at some of the various marketing strategies that we might adopt. And then we fold that into our brand communication. So if you're wondering what goes first, branding or marketing, marketing always comes after branding. You really have to have a solid understanding of your brand values, your brand message, your brand vision, your brand purpose, and then that is embedded in all your marketing activities. So let's talk about this. You are a product. So when we think about you as the product, a better known product is often considered a better product, whether it is or isn't. So we all know that there are people that have positioned themselves as number one in the marketplace, and yet they're not as good as you or other people in the market. So how do we become number one? And what you'll find is it's brand name awareness. It's not about their ability, it's about how well they're known in your industry. So it's really this marketing plan and this creating a brand leadership plan is really about making sure that there's a constant flow of positive information around your personal brand and your brand leadership. So the aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well that the product or service fits and sells itself. That's a quote from Peter Drucker, who you may know. So when you're thinking about your marketing plan, you need to be, and we're going to be looking at this in the Brand Yourself, the expert program, your signature series of products, your signature product, and how your brand is going to be supporting your customer touch points. So I've just showed a visual of some of our training products, and you can see our visual identity, which is the teal green, the white spaces, the duotone concept image. So we're looking at professional, we're looking at a premium price product, we're looking at people that are in leadership roles, in executive roles, in professional roles that are looking to implement strategic planning in their businesses as they build their brand. So we don't do hit and miss, we are really methodical. We're strategically and systematically building a professional profile to leverage your personal brand, to position you as the authority in your marketplace. So what's making a statement about your business image is at the point of each customer's interaction with your business. These are known as customer touch points. So we need to be thinking about our customer touch points, every point of engagement, everywhere that the customer has an impression of your business or your brand. We need to identify that. So we do that within the Brand Yourself Blueprint. So that's why it's a free resource. You can start identifying your customer touch points. So list the customer touch points in your business, your office stationery, personal appearance, various communications. So I've just got a visual up of my book, Brand Yourself, as well as a cover of the Brand Yourself Blueprint, as well as our Brand Yourself Action Plan. And so you can see that we have, a very consistent visual identity across our signature products. One of the things that I've just recently noted is that my book has just landed in the National Library of Australia, which is great. It's been in Singapore National Library for nearly 10 years now, but finally it's in Australia. Although it's written in US English, so that may be why it was delayed. So what's your brand saying about you? Your brand is a reflection of what you're capable of. The right personal brand can improve your business credibility and positioning, increase your confidence and effectiveness, improve your communication, increase your persuasiveness, earn you improved market standing, and help you achieve your business goals. So this is all about accelerating your success. To accelerate your success, gain a competitive edge, premium price yourself, brand yourself as the authority, you need to have a brand purpose, vision, and mission. And to achieve your mission, you need to have an action plan. And that's why we invite you to jump across to that blueprint and really start that initial phase of your action plan. So within our action plan, we look at 10 action steps. Action step number 1, discover your existing brand leadership. Action step number 2, determine your brand target audience. Action step number 3, define your true brand leadership. Action step number 4, dominate your field as a brand leader. Action step number 5, design your unique brand leadership. Action step number 6, develop your brand strategic style. Action step number 7, devise your brand leadership plan, which we've covered today very briefly. Like I said, this is not ordinarily a 2-hour training, and so we've just saw a very, very, very superficial look at what we might be looking at, and we cover off so much more than a normal marketing plan. It's just incredible. So action step number 8, decide your desired brand leadership outcomes. We're looking at that tomorrow. Action step number 9, and action step number 10, deliver your personal brand promise. We're looking at that as well. So what I want you to do is dive across to Brand Yourself Blueprint, grab the journal, grab the workbook, download print off the work journal and complete that. Do that as a project over the weekend so that you can think about your brand, because you really need to know exactly what your existing brand is before you can launch into reviewing and rebadging and re-engineering your brand. So I encourage you to do that. So I'll see you tomorrow as we look at action step number 8.